Hello and welcome back to Remnant 2. Our build today is Nerudian themed, Drazir themed, right? All our stuff is from there, but it's really built around kind of like two mechanics. We're using the Overcharger, or Inert Overcharger? What's it called? Yeah, Inert Overcharger. The amulet increases fire rate, recoil reduction, reload speed as long as you're standing still. And then to kind of help us with just standing still, we're going to use the Regenerator perk so that we can keep charging up our Crystal Heart. Gives us a ton of damage reduction, lots of health regeneration. So we're going to sit still, use the bonuses from the Inert Overcharger, and just be able to take hits thanks to the Crystal Heart and keep going and going and going. Now, once you have those pieces, you can kind of do whatever you want. I have on the Gunslinger with Bullet Storm. Hunter's a pretty good choice too, but Gunslinger is what I preferred with some of the ammo stuff, fire rate, and all that, etc., etc. But Hunter's going to work just as fine, if not do more damage because of some of its bonuses and the Hunter's mark. Rings and stuff, so I did a lot of ammo stuff, so I've got resupply band, so I pick up more ammo. I've got deep pocket, so I've got more ammo in general. We've got the power complex, which is going to increase all our damage by 15%. It stacks up over time, but as soon as you dodge, it goes away. Not very efficient, honestly. Like, if you have something that's better, it's probably better to do that, to be a more like optimized kind of setup. But because I'm sticking to the theme, and in theory, I'm not really rolling around, this is a good choice for us. And then I'm using Stone of the Expanse, increases our range damage by 12%, but it reduces all our other damage by 6%. I'm not doing a lot of extra damage, like I'm not doing like burning status effects, I'm not using any melee attacks really, so this is pretty okay for me, but I swapped it around a bunch. You know, I've been using things like the targeting jewel, Drazir sniper sigil, when I go into some heavy like heat type builds with the whole setup, you know, I'm using the like variable ring and some of the other heat sink type of stuff. But you know, given that I've swapped it around a lot, there's a lot of flexibility you can do, because overall the build doesn't really rely on anything other than like the amulet, relic, and medic as your archetype. Now, gun-wise, right now I've got the pulse rifle on, but I've used a whole bunch of different ones, and they all work. As long as they're kind of like rapid-fire guns, they can really benefit from the Inert Overcharger. So pulse rifle, amazing, especially because we have handling maxed out, and then this is reducing our recoil as well. So this thing is just straight like laser lines of fire. It's really satisfying. And anytime I'm using like a non-unique gun, I've got energy wall in it, because you can put down the energy wall to block projectiles, and you can just sit behind it, not dodge, not move, and continue getting your Inert Overcharger bonus while shooting guys safely from behind the barrier. And it completely negates certain bosses and stuff. So on the whole, I really like energy wall. Mutator wise, I've got extender in this one right now. I'm just messing around. None of them are like super, you know, necessary, but some of them are going to work better. Extender, I'm just increasing the magazine size, and then it increases reload speed. Melee weapon's not important. The rupture cannon is just my handgun of choice right now. It's been pretty fun, and it does benefit from the fire rate as long as you're clicking quickly, right, or shooting fast. Stasis beam is fantastic though, because stasis beam is just really good. Stasis and freezing enemies, really strong. But it works great for this because you can stasis an elite guy and then stand still and not have to worry about dodging or avoiding things, and you can get all the fire rate bonuses in the world and just lay into the guys. Really nice. But I've been trying out the sleeper mutator on it, and I've been enjoying it because I don't use the handgun a whole bunch, so I focus on my long gun, and then when I need to, swap to the hand cannon, and then for the next few seconds, it's got 20% more crit chance, 15% more crit damage. Like, it's just kind of enjoyable, right? So we're going to start going through the Terminus Station, and I'll show you a bunch of different guns and how they do. There's a lot of robots right here, so what we'll do is we'll just drop this right now, and then we just start unloading. And look how smooth that recoil is. Like, absolutely no recoil. It shoots so fast, and the reload speed with it all going on is pretty quick as well. Yeah. Very satisfying. Like, it just feels good, dude. Feels really nice. Let's go ahead and swap it to another gun, and I'll show you how that one goes. Like, Bulldog. You know, we'll do Bulldog. I'm gonna put energy wall on it again, because like I said, that's what I've just been really enjoying. But you could totally use whatever you want, because we have some of that handling and stuff. Like the the spread on the shotgun isn't too bad. You know, it's not as maximized as it could be. If I wanted, I would maybe swap out one of these and go ahead and put on the targeting jewel. That way, it's a lot better, right? It's pretty decent. Let's drop down. And then the recoil reduction, thanks to the Inert Overcharger, is kind of nice too. And we can just keep unloading like that. Like, it's just smooth. Recoil is really good. Fire rate is decent. Like, I've just it's just been really fun, right? And then we just keep going until that breaks. Swap it over. Yeah. I don't know. Something about it is just really satisfying. It's satisfying to just post up and then just start shooting, right? Now, there should be a bunch of dudes on their way, maybe? And what we should be able to do when there's actually a lot of guys, that's when we're going to utilize the crystal heart and stuff. So we'll just do that now. Let's go ahead and use our crystal heart. And the good thing is, right, one is reducing all the damage that we take, so we can really sit here and just like unload it into guys without actually worry about whether we're going to die or not. But it also, with a perk from the gunslinger, when you use a relic, increases your range damage by 15% for 10 seconds. So not only are we actually able to take a lot of hits and just sit there and deal a lot of damage, now we're dealing more damage thanks to that perk. And because of the medic's primary perk, you know, the regenerator, we can keep using our relic like pretty much every single encounter and continue to get that increased damage bonus. So it's really enjoyable. Now let's go ahead and we'll put on the Chicago typewriter. I've got bottom heavy in there because, you know, we're going to spit out a lot of bullets, and as it gets lower, we get that increased fire rate until we got a really fast reload speed. And we're just going to completely unload into this dude. Oh, I didn't quite break his shield in time, which is really unfortunate. But now it's broken. And then we just unload. I did not need to unload it completely like that, but I mean, it works out pretty nicely. It's just shooting a lot of bullets, which is it's just fun, just shooting a lot of bullets. I mean, you can end up burning through a lot of ammo if you're not being efficient on your damage, which is most of the time that's what's happening with me. So that's why I've got those 2 ammo rings on. But if you're better about your ammo and stuff, then you know, you don't have to worry about it, and you could swap those rings out to do something a little more I don't know, a little bit better, a little more optimized, something. But even there, like, see how the spread and the recoil like really tightened down, so it was really solid. It's just good, feels good. Let's go ahead and go to the bone saw. Let's do that one. Now I really like the ingenuity one in like the bone saw and the plasma cutter because oh, I'm gonna need to get more ammo crates, but I really like that that mutator for my overheating guns because I don't like to actually deal with the overheat mechanics, and with that in there, I can literally sit and unload the entire like magazine without it overheating. Now we got to make sure we always use our relic to make sure we constantly have it up and ready to go. And then I went ahead and I dropped the healing puddle so that we've got an absolute metric ton of regeneration. Now I knew he was going to go in, you know, despite the fact that we're really sturdy, you need to be careful. You can't ignore every single mechanic with the crystal heart, so you do have to play around with it. And that's kind of the weakness of the build, is there's going to be some things that you can't ignore, so you're going to have to move, you're going to have to roll. And when that happens, you know, you lose out on the bonuses of your equipment, which is always kind of a bummer. But I mean, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And even though I don't have the Stone of the Expanse on, I've still got Targeting Jewel on. You know, I've still been rolling through just fine, which, I mean, shows you, like, you don't have to have the most perfect choice of rings and things on all the time whenever you're playing through. And I mean, we're playing on Apocalypse, dude. Like, you can do things for fun and flavor. It doesn't always have to be, like, the best choice for the situation. Now, that being said, you go into some of the boss fights, it's going to be a little bit tighter, but I have cleared out several of the bosses using this setup or some variation of it. I've gone through Custodian's Eye, Shahala, the Bloat King, not the Bloat King, what's he called? The Abomination, things like that. You know, there's been several I've gone through, and the build has worked. You know, it has done the job it's supposed to do. Now let's go and do the plasma cutter so we can take on this dude or these next couple guys, and you can see it kind of ramp up. And I mean, the rapid fire with it is just so nice. We'll wait for it to kind of get ready and then go, and look how quickly those numbers start spitting out, and it's so satisfying. Yeah, very fun. I like that. I like that a lot. Is it the most efficient? No, probably not. But I mean, you're not going to get that experience using some of your other builds, you know? Ooh, this could be a good room. All right, we use the Crystal Heart. We got a lot of damage reduction. Now we can just sit here, unload, and our damage reduction is coming in clutch. We haven't overheated yet. Boom, boom, boom. And see, we had to reload. Swap to the handgun. It got that extra crit chance and crit damage, so it quickly burned the dude down. perfect situation. And we're still at 9 relic uses, man, which is fantastic. And my nose is itchy. Oh, can we break his shield? See, I think the shields block the plasma cutter better than some of the other weapons. I don't know. Sometimes the shields seem to block like really well, and sometimes they don't really seem to do very much at all. We need to be careful because my health is low. Use it now. Drop a healing puddle, and then plasma vent thing, whatever it's called. There we are. Maybe we can burn through them real quick. Break a shield, break a shield, come on. Oh, we got lots of dudes coming in. Break him. There we are. Now, luckily, we've got that bullet storm thing that's helping us to reload, which is great. It's overheating a little bit. We need to use another relic now. It reloads our gun. Now we're doing bonus damage. Bad thing was the crystal heart. So even though it's giving us a ton of damage reduction, it does not protect you against stagger. So if dudes are staggering you, you're still going to get staggered. And that means you're not doing a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and stasis this dude because we can. And now we can just unload a whole bunch on this stupid jerk. Yeah, nice. Stasis. Very good. Very good. Unfortunately, we're a little low on ammo, but with our rings, right, that was 200 ammo from that single thing of ammo, which is why I really like that resupply band. I mean, it gives us so much ammo back. I don't know if I mentioned it. The melee weapon, right? Like I said, it was kind of not important, and it's not. It's not important for our setup at all, right? But I have the atom splitter on, and the big thing with it is I have on the transpose mutator, and that is going to give us ammo back when we hit enemies. So it kind of helps us out a little bit with some of our ammo things. There we go. We just keep unloading, just like that. Just laser them down. Now, obviously, I didn't sit there right when they came around the corner. We put ourselves in a good position, and then we start, like, go from a point, like a position of strength. Because, like, you can't just, like, wade into guys and expect to be successful if that's not what your build is about. And that's not what our build is about. So you got to make sure you're playing it smart. Put good positions in, right? All right, so we're going to do the train now. Something I haven't mentioned about the build. It's kind of a subtle thing. It's not a clear, like, oh, this is the strength of the build, and that's its team play potential. It's actually, I did a bunch of multiplayer with it earlier, and it's really team friendly because, I mean, you're running the medic as your primary, which means you're healing your teammates with your relics and stuff. So it's great on that end because you can be very tanky with the crystal heart and take a lot of hits from enemies. And then by using that to keep yourself alive, you're also keeping your teammates alive, which is great. Energy barrier is great as well. You know, block a lot of projectiles. Your teammates can hide behind it and be safe. Stasis beam is fantastic because you can catch, I mean, it's just stasis beam, dude. You stasis an elite guy and then your entire team can just, like, lay into him. Like, the whole thing, all those, like, little pieces work together to make it very nice for your team. And then if you end up using an ammo box for yourself, you're dropping more ammo for your teammates to pick up. Like, it just, and the bonus ammo you get from this goes to your teammates as well. So it's, on the whole, like, it's actually a very nice, like, team setup, and I enjoyed it when doing it in multiplayer. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. I've got the bone saw on. I put extender in there, which is not a normal mutator I put in there, but now we've got 210 shots in the magazine, so I mean, we'll, like, never really have to realistically reload, but it's very possible that, you know, it'll overheat, which is a real potential. You know, if I just sit there and I just unload and unload and unload, like, could definitely happen, especially because I don't have any other rings that are built around reducing the overheat mechanic of it or giving us some other benefits, you know. Moved forward a tiny bit. The overcharger does last for a second and a half after you start moving, so, you know, you can kind of keep the bonus for a second, and if you, like, quick move and then stop, you basically don't have any, like, drop time in it, which is a good thing, I guess. There we go. And luckily with the extender too, it really helps with the reload speed, so look how quickly that bone saw reloads. Especially with the Inert Overcharger helping out as well. Get rid of them. We gotta watch our back as well, so we're gonna actually use a relic now. Reload our thing, give us more damage, and we're gonna break this dude's shield and bring him down. We need to move. Yep, that still hit us, but luckily with the crystal heart going on, oh, we're in trouble. Heal, please. Drop a healing puddle, dodge that one, which got rid of our other charge, which is really unfortunate. But we've got a ton of healing going on now, so we're pretty solid. Wherever he's going to pop up at. Hey, oh, you jerk. Oh, let's slowly get up. There we are. Oh, I tried to dodge it. I lost my bonuses, and I didn't even, like, dodge the hit. Swap it over. Yeah, 719 damage. It's not too shabby on a rapid fire gun. You know, it's, I mean, yeah, it's not the largest number in the world, but, I mean, frankly, being able to do, like, close to 1,000 damage on something that you're shooting, like, back to back to back to back is respectable. That's decent. Drop a shield just to keep those projectiles away from us while we deal with the shield jerk right there. And once we break his shield, we'll swap over. Oh, we overheated. Bummer. We'll swap over to the rupture cannon. Oh, I don't want to walk off the train. There we go. Please die. Thank you. Now, we got to remember, I have the stasis beam on. I can use that for some of the enemies, right? Swap it back over. Wait for a second. There we are. One down. Oh, shield again. Come on. I've got the transpose. That'll help us out with some ammo. Broke a shield. Big Chevy heavy charge attacks. Nice. Alright. Let's get our gun reloaded. And then what we can do, I know where some of the guys are at, so we can actually, like, kind of pick them off from a distance. We drop a little shield right here, and then we're good to go. Where are they at? I know there's some more. Yeah, there you are. Now, this is where I find the targeting jewel really helps out, because it gives us that extra bit of range. Helps us with spread reduction, too. On the whole, it works out pretty well for us, I find. Are they coming in behind us? Where are they at? There we go. Been wondering where they're at. We need to use a crystal heart now. You got to make sure you use it preemptively, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting hit. And next thing you know, you got to wait for it to heal you. And that's not what you want to have happen. Like, you want to be preemptively healing up before you take the damage. We'll drop a healing puddle, too. That way, like, we've got a ton of regeneration to get through this jerk. And then the ghost as well. Dude on the left, we need to make sure we clear out all the little dudes so we can then focus on the big dude. And what we need to do is stasis him. That way I can just sit here and unload just like this, like I mentioned. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I stasis. Very good. And with all that extra fire rate, very solid. Alright, when we go in here, we're going to drop this. We're actually going to use the Gunslinger's Bullet Storm, and then just ideally non-stop keep unloading into dudes. It's constantly reloading, so we've got huge amounts of ammo. Still stuck waiting for him to come out, though. Let's get rid of the extra shooter guy, because we can get rid of them before the shield boy gets in here. Uh-oh. Swap it over, swap it over. Come on. Oh, that's a problem. There we go. We need to use a relic now, though. And then we're just going to go in with our melee weapon. Just kind of break some of their shields, maybe. We've got 3 seconds left on the relic, so we need to use it now. Boom. Keep it going. That's the power of this right now. Even though we're focused on ranged, we can focus on just having the crystal heart keep us alive so that we can actually get through some of these sticky situations. We've got to be careful, though, because it ended there. We weren't taking any hits, so we were okay for a moment. I need him to, like, go away. Please go away. Drop a shield, and then start unloading again. There we go. Under control. Use another relic. There we go. Reloaded our gun as well. Gives us that damage bonus. Ah, too bad he knocked us down. It's a bummer. Pick up that ammo. Maybe we can break it with our sword. Roll. We need the relic. Oh, Lord. On the other side of the shield. That'll keep us safe. Ah, dang it. Ah, I really messed it up. Yeah, those shield guys, that is kind of an issue with the setup, is you get some of the dudes that are, like, really aggressive. If you can't stagger them or keep them off you for a second, suddenly you can find yourself overwhelmed, which is a bit of a problem. And maybe if I was using something other than the extender ultimately was not doing anything for us. Even though we had the quick reload, I think we would have been better with, you know, the ingenuity keeping us from overheating, or like bottom feeder or bottom heavy, something like that maybe, or even honestly bandit, you know, just like to keep shooting nonstop. Like, I haven't talked about bandit, but you can, you know, we put on the freaking Chicago typewriter, swap that out for bandit, and suddenly we're shooting a lot of bullets really fast nonstop and getting ammo back into our magazine. It's a great combo. Great combo. But short of me going through there again, I mean, you see what the build does. It's a lot of fun. You shoot a lot of bullets. You get that kind of gunner vibe, which is super satisfying. I really enjoy that. And it's just got a lot of flexibility as far as like what kind of guns you want to use, even the rings and stuff. Like lots of flexibility just using Inert Overcharger, Medic, and Crystal Heart to just like allow you to stand still and shoot things. And our setup that I showed you here, really nice for multiplayer. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of give you some food for thought and some things you could try out for yourself. Maybe there's some things that in here that I've messed with that work really well with other things that I haven't tried, because I've done a lot of stuff, done a lot of things in this game. I've tried a lot of different stuff, but I have not tried everything. So just like with the shiny hog lure and the cube gun, never tried those two together, but they work together. And that's what people were saying in the comments. So if you've tried things in here and you know of a cool combo that works together with things, like, let us know. That'd be awesome, man. But thanks for checking out. Always really appreciate it. And as always, take care.